What's up, guys? Welcome back to LEGO Nerd Productions, and today we are taking a look at set 71722, the Skull Sorcerer's Dungeons. And now this set is recommended for ages 9 and up, has 1,171 pieces, and has 8 minifigures. And guys, I love this set so much, and I'm so excited to review it for you guys. So let's go ahead and jump right into this set review with the minifigures. Alright, you guys, so the first minifigure we are going to take a look at is Season 13 Cole, and as you guys have heard, I really do like this suit. It is a pretty well done suit, and I'll go ahead and go over the shield here. Here is the dragon shield. It looks very, very nice. I really do like the way this shield looks. It looks very well done. All the ninja come with a clip piece on their shoulder armor on the back, and then here is Cole's weapon, which I believe all of you have seen already. And I do love the torso printing, and we can move it up a little bit so you can see the reflectiveness of the torso and the legs, which is really, really cool. And if we remove a few pieces, we can get a better look at his facial expression and his back torso printing. So looking at his first facial expression, it is his angry face from the Ninjago movie, which I really do like. And then his second facial expression is my favorite out of the two, which is his smirk. I really do like the way this looks, as well as his back printing is very basic, but is also reflective as well, just like the front. And then we can go ahead and turn him back around. That's pretty much it for Cole, so let's go ahead and move on to the next minifigure. Alright, you guys, so the next minifigure we're going to take a look at is Season 13 Zane, and this is the first time we've taken a look at it out of all the reviews I've posted this week, and I really do like the way this figure looks. It is very cool. As you can see, it has the same shield piece as Cole. He has a crossbow as a weapon, which is really cool. I love his torso printing. This is probably one of the more basic figures, but it actually turns out to be a really good figure because of its basic. He also has his Season 11 legs, which is not a new piece, but it's okay. And if we turn him around, you can also see that he has a clip at the back, like I've said with all the ninja. And then if we turn him around and remove a few pieces, we can take a look at his facial expression, which is the same face we've gotten since Sons of Garmadon, Season 8, because they did not use this in the movie, but I do love this face printing. If we turn around, he does not have an alternate face, but he has some printing to represent the back of his head in the show. And then his back is very, very cool. I like this little light blue right here, which turns out to look really, really cool. But that's pretty much it for Zane, so let's go ahead and take a look at the next minifigure. Alright, you guys, so the next minifigure we are going to take a look at is Season 13 Lloyd. And what I love about this figure the most is his leg printing. I think that looks great. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the silver shield, because this is the only figure that has this shield in this set. Like I've said before, I really do love the dragon print on here. His torso is very cool as well. It is reflective like majority of the ninja suits, which turned out to look really cool. I like the dragon printing on it. Then if we turn him around, he has the clip at the back of his shoulder armor. He also has his Lego movie weapon, which is really cool. And then if we remove a few pieces, we can take a better look at his facial expression, which is the same face print we've gotten since the movie. And then we can turn around and take a look at his other facial expression, as well as his back printing, same movie face. And the back printing is also reflective, which is very, very cool. But that's pretty much it for Lloyd, so let's go ahead and take a look at the next minifigure. So the next minifigure we're taking a look at is Vanya, and I really do love this figure. One of the best Season 13 figures in my opinion. She has a brand new pearl gold hairpiece, which looks great, and I really do love the look of that, as well as her torso and leg printing. It just looks so good. It's like really good looking. And then for her weapon, she has a bow and arrow, which we've seen many, many times in LEGO, not in just Ninjago. And then I do like her first facial expression, which looks really good. But if we remove a few pieces, we can go on ahead and take a better look at her back printing and her alternate face, which, in my opinion, does not remind me of Vanya at all, because it looks more evil than good. But if you've seen the show, we all know that she's a good guy and she's helping the ninja. But her back printing is also very cool. I love the little dust clouds or whatever it is. It looks really, really good. But that's pretty much it for this figure and for all the hero figures. So let's go ahead and move on to the next figure and start looking at the villains. Alright, so the first villain figure we are going to take a look at is the Skull Sorcerer. And guys, this figure is so freaking cool. I love it. The torso printing is very, very cool. I really like the way it looks and how it continues down to the dress piece, which is the brand new piece that we've seen in, I'm pretty sure it was 2018, maybe 2019. They brought it over for the Skull Sorcerer, which looks really, really good. I love all the green printing and all the symbols on the side right here, which look really, really good. And we'll take a closer look at the skull in just a second. But then basically the rest of it's black, and then he has this wing attachment at the back, which we're going to go ahead and remove along with the mask. And now we're going to take a look at his face, which is really, really cool, but looks nothing like the Skull Sorcerer does in the show. Because as you know, if you've seen the show, King Vangelis is the Skull Sorcerer, and this looks nothing like him. But we do not know what he looked like under the mask, so I guess it's not a bad thing. I do like the way it looks. Then if we turn around, we're going to take a look at the back printing, which looks really, really good. And now that we've taken a look at this figure, I want to go ahead and take a closer look at the skull of Hazador. Alright, so looking at the skull in closer detail, I really do like the color of this skull. It is very, very good looking. It reminds me of the ghost color from Season 5. And that just looks really, really good. I love his expression on here. It looks great. I love the eyes. It looks really, really good. And this is super accurate to the show, which I love. That's pretty much it for this skull, so let's go ahead and take a look at the next minifigure. The next figure we're going to take a look at is the Awakened Warrior, which I love. One downside about this actual set, though, is that we didn't get more of these, but that's not taking away from the figure. The figure is really, really good. It's used this Ninjago armor piece that was introduced a while back. He has a silver katana, and this is basically built like any other Skullkin from Legacy, except in black, which looks really good, and I love the ghostly color of his face. It just looks really, really cool, and there's really not much else to say about this figure. It just looks really, really good. So let's go ahead and move on to the next minifigure. So the next figure we're going to take a look at is Mert, and you guys know my opinion about this guy. I really do like him. He looks really, really cool. He's basically the standard munt of this wave because there's really no difference between the munts, but I really do like the way this looks. I love the dragon armor piece. Like I've said, it looks really, really good. I love the use of the Nauticon hair. It looks really well done. And like I said before, I really do love these legs. It reminds me so much of some cool stuff, and it just looks really, really good. He also has an axe for a weapon. But I'm not really going to remove anything since you guys have seen this in other reviews. So let's just go ahead and move on right on to the next minifigure. So the last minifigure we're going to take a look at in the set, his name is Ginkle. I don't know why. I cannot remember his name in the show. But I do like this figure. He's basically like the other Gekko, but we'll still take a closer look at him. He has some size, which look really, really good. I like his torso printing and the color of him a lot. We have the brown short legs, which looks really good. And there's his back printing, and if I go ahead and remove the hood, you can see his scared facial expression on the back, which looks really, really good. But that's pretty much it for this figure, so let's go ahead and move on to the side builds of this set. Alright, so the first side build we are taking a look at is actually not a build, it's the spinner that we've seen before in a lot of the other sets, but it's basically like a dice piece, so we'll go ahead and take a look at the side molding, which looks really, really good. I really like the way this looks. It turned out looking amazing. I really do like it, but of course, this is not a spinner if it can't be spun, so we'll go ahead and take a minifigure, for example, Cole. We'll just go ahead and throw him in there, get him nice and tight in there, and then we'll go ahead and try out to spin. So 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that wasn't the greatest spin, but you guys have seen a spinner before and you get the gist, so let's go ahead and move on to the next side build. So the other side build of the set is the 2 game board pieces, which, I mean, they're pretty cool. All you can really use them for is to put your figures on them, so like we can put Cole on this one, and then we could put maybe Zane on the other one. And then you can stick their weapon in these barrels, which, I mean, is kind of cool. Personally, I do use these on my displays, which is pretty cool. But yeah, if you put them in there, that's all you can really do with them. There they are right there. They're pretty cool. Pretty interesting, I guess. And then these hearts are for their lives in the game. But that's pretty much it for the side builds. So let's go ahead and move on to the main part of this video, the actual set. So let's go. Alright you guys, so here's the main build of the set, the Skull Dungeon, and I really do love the look of this. It just overall looks amazing, but the first thing I want to take a look at is the steps, and we'll go ahead and check out its play feature. Alright you guys, so taking a look at the first part of this play feature, it actually happens at the stairs. So there's a little tower that you can't see right now, but when you spin it, it'll move the steps, which is really, really cool looking. It will create for some fun features, which is really cool. I really do like the way it looks. It's pretty fun to play with. I mean, it's not the most interesting thing, but it is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at the other parts of this play function that this tower controls. Alright, you guys, so if you go up here and spin the tower again, you can see this little play function right here. And I'm sorry, but I don't have this piece for the other one. I don't know where it went. I'm probably using it for a stop motion, but I can't remember. But just imagine that there's another one there, and this is how the play function works. But there's also one more part of this play function, so let's move to the other side of the build. So when you spin the tower, this cage also moves up and down, which is really, really cool. And I think this is a pretty interesting play function. It controls so much. But while we're over here, I'm just going to go ahead and take a figure. For example, we can take Zane right here, which is really cool. And then we can open this up, which is really easy. And then you can just go ahead and stick a figure in there. close him up, put him back on there, and then he is stuck in there and he's not going anywhere. And then he can be raised up, lowered, whatever you want to do, which is really, really cool. But that's pretty much it for that play function, so let's go ahead and move back to the center of the build. Alright, you guys, so taking a look at the center of this build, you can see these two skulls right here which hold green flames, which looks really cool. I love the aesthetic of that. And then you have these sides, which are a walkway up to the lava. And if you come over here, you can push this, which opens up the lava, and which that will reveal the ivory blade of deliverance, which looks really, really cool. I really love the way that looks. And then if I angle you guys downward and take a look down here, you can see that if you go right here, you can put other pieces from other sets right here. Sadly, I do not have them all, but we will take a look at some other connections later in this review. But that's really cool as well. But that's pretty much it for the center part of this build. Now let's move to the left side of this build and take a closer look at that. Alright, you guys, so right here we basically have steps leading up to the higher part up here, which I've already showed you where the play function is. So you can take your character, I'm using Cole, and you can have him keep going all the way up. There's not too much to this part of the build, it's just an aesthetic and it looks really, really cool. And I want to go ahead and show you guys that real quick. And over here you can basically put your mutt or gecko cooking some fish over here, which is pretty cool because I mean everyone's got to eat, so I do like that little aesthetic over there. I do think that turned out pretty cool. But let's go ahead and keep moving on. Alright guys, so up here you have a ladder from the steps that I just showed you, and you can take your figure, bring him all the way up there, and then he can travel across this with the play function in action, which looks really, really cool. I do like the way that looks. And then he can move all the way across, which eventually leads him all the way to the skull. But we're not going to take a look at that just yet, so let's go ahead and move to the right side of this build. Alright, you guys, so over here we have some more steps, which you can take your figure, for example, Lloyd, and you can have him travel across the steps, and I really do like the way this skeleton looks. And then he can make it all the way over here, and you can basically try to attempt to save Zane, which is really, really cool. I do like the way that looks. And you also have some more steps up here that he can go up on from the path right here, which is really, really cool. I like the way that looks, and that will lead him to some weapons, and we'll go ahead and take a closer look at that. So over here we basically have a little container of some swords and weapons and such, and they used the shotgun piece from back then, and they used it to create a railing, and then you can bring your figure all the way up here as well, and you can have him collect a few weapons, which is really, really cool. And he can also collect a heart for his game board piece, which is really, really cool as well. But let's go ahead and move to the center of this build. Alright, you guys, so on the center of this build, we have this really cool looking skull. It looks amazing. I really like the way it looks. But on behind that, we do have some interior, which we'll take a look at in just a second. But if we scoot down just a little bit more, we can see more of the rock work right here, which just looks really, really good. Like, I love the way it looks. And just basically the front of this looks really cool. But I do want to break down the skull build for you guys real quick. So basically this entire build for the skull is connected by this red shield piece right here. And let me show you guys the skull closer up and how it's built. Alright, you guys, so they use a lot of curved and sloped pieces to build this. And if we turn this around, I can get a better look for you guys. So they use a bunch of these hinge and connector pieces, which looks really good, and that helps create the eyes. They also used hinge pieces down here on the bottom to create the mouth, which looks really good. And then if we remove this real quick, you can see a slope of a black piece right there, which looks really good, which helps for the nose, and I think that turned out really cool looking. And overall, this skull just is a really cool build overall. So let's go ahead and attach that back and then take a look at the interior of this build. Alright guys, taking a look at the bottom layer of the interior, this looks really, really cool. There's not much to it, but this does house the ivory blade of deliverance. And you have some gold pieces right back there, and the gears which help use the play function, as well as the rope that will hold the cage up to the side. And then you have the lava, which comes down right there. But there's really nothing much to the bottom layer of the interior, so let's go ahead and move on up and show you the top part of the interior. Alright you guys, so there's a lot of cool Easter eggs in the top of this interior. So the first thing I want to show you guys is this little guitar piece, which looks really cool. They use a sign piece and a bar piece to basically make a little ukulele, or whatever you want to call it, banjo. I'm not a guitar guy, but that is a guitar right there. And then you have some armor right here, and that's some pretty cool stuff. And then there's a sticker, which I'm guessing was a young Vangelis before he was the Skull Sorcerer, or maybe the person that previously had the skull. I can't really tell. But if you guys know Bricks by Mine, that really does look like Bricks by Mine, which is really, really cool. And then off to the side, we have a table with a green flame that uses the candle part from Harry Potter. There's a wizard wand over there, which is really cool, and just some other relics. And that's pretty much it for the interior, and it looks really, really good. And then there's actually one more thing I want to show you guys real quick. So right here is what I'm guessing the axe that Corgran used in the show, which looks really cool, and this is hidden behind a rock piece. And as you can see back there, there's also a heart that you can collect for your game board piece, which is really cool as well. But now I want to show you the side right here real quick. So this is the last aesthetic thing that I want to show you of this set, and this is where Lloyd can basically climb up the side if he wanted to, and that's just going to give you more access to the top of this playset. But that's pretty much it for the build. Alright you guys, so I wanted to show you how Journey to the Skull Dungeon will connect to this set, and as you can see back there, the bridge that we took a look at earlier actually connects to this side of the Journey to the Skull Dungeon set, and then its bridge will connect to right here, which is really, really cool, and I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. So now that we've taken a look at the entire set and all of its features, let's take a look at the box. Alright you guys, so taking a look at this massive box, like I've said in all my Season 13 reviews, I absolutely love the style of these box arts. And as you can see, we have Cole in the corner right over here, our minifigure lineup down there, all the information we need to know up there, and it also shows you the spinner. So now that we've taken a look at the front, let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the box. So on the back of the box, it shows you all the play features and everything you can do with this set, such as the spinner over here. It shows you that you can expand among this set, and it shows you all the play features, which is really, really cool. And that's pretty much going to do it for this box, so let's go ahead and head it into the outro and my final verdict of this set. Alright you guys, so overall I would rate this set an A+. I love this set so much. It is one of the best location builds in Ninjago in my opinion. I just love the aesthetic and the way this set looks, and it comes with great minifigures, so I definitely recommend this set. So if you went on ahead and enjoyed this video, how about you like, comment, and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and while you're in the comments, let me know if you had this set or if you plan on picking this set up, and I can't wait to see your comments. But yeah guys, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. This is LEGO Productions. Peace out guys, see you in the next one.